That's impact.
The right way.
That's impact.
The right way.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of Let's Get It Right with me, your host, Vernon Wright. Remember to go ahead and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at The Right Leader. Hashtag That's Impact the Right Way. Today I want to do something that is a little different for you. Always wanting to go ahead and provide you with something that is of value. So I'm going to start out with a quick little story. Many years ago, when I was an administrative intern, I was in graduate school, my commute one way was 1 hour. And what I decided to do was to go ahead and rather than just kind of listen to music, not that that's bad, that's a good thing, is I decided to go ahead and utilize that time by feeding my brain. And of course, as you see, the title for this episode is Feed Your Brain. So here's what I did. I started listening to podcasts about learning Spanish, and that's how I picked up some Spanish. ¿Hablo español? Sí, un poco. All right. Now, here's what I also did. What I also did is I plugged into Audible. I became an Audible member years ago. Now, this is not a plug for Audible. I don't get anything from Audible. You'll see their information on the screen. I just wanted to go ahead and mention that to you. I plugged into audiobooks. So what I'm going to do is to share with you a variety of resources today. It's going to be quick. It's going to be fast. You'll probably want to go ahead and watch this video a few different times so that you make sure that you get all the information. So with that being said, let's jump right into it. The first resource that I want to go ahead and show you is Evan Carmichael. He is on YouTube, does a series of videos. He's very popular in social media. Some of you may have seen him. You see his information on the screen. Okay. The next person I want to go ahead and mention to you, if you follow me on Twitter, you see and you know that I mention this person often and I tag them often in my post, and that is Ed Milet. Totally awesome guy. You see his information on the screen. I encourage you, especially if you are already a user of Spotify, although it is on different media channels as well, to go ahead and log into, connect with his podcast. The next resource that I want to go ahead and mention to you is the book Multipliers. I originally studied this book when I was in graduate school, and one of the best books that I have ever been able to go through on leadership. A great resource. I highly recommend it. One of the next resources I want to go ahead and share with you is the book Drive from Daniel Pink. Many of you may have already heard of this book. You may have already read the book. It is a great book about what is the source of true motivation in individuals. And of course, that is a huge part of leadership. Next book is one that is maybe not necessarily of a professional nature, but a personal nature. If you saw my last episode about Reinvent You, you saw what I used to look like. I shared pictures of that, and you, of course, obviously know what I look like now because I'm here on the video with you. So some of you may wonder, how did you do that, Vernon? Like, what are the secrets? What are the tips? This book and this resource that you see on the screen is called The Obesity Code by Dr. Jason Fung. I highly recommend, if you wish to go ahead and delve deeper into that subject, to look at that as one of the many resources that Dr. Fung has. The next resource I want to share with you is a book called Extreme Ownership. Now, this book is a little different. Two retired Navy SEALs wrote this book, combat veterans, and what they have done in their practice post-military service is apply the lessons from the battlefield to corporate America to help corporations, school districts, those in many different sectors become effective leaders. I highly recommend this resource as well. The next two books are from one of my favorites. You have seen me go ahead and tag this person on some of my Twitter posts as well. And that person, some of you may know already, his name is Grant Cardone. And I highly recommend him. He has two books. He has many books, actually. I'm just going to go ahead and share two of those books with you today. The first book is 10X, one of his best-selling books ever. The next book that I'm going to go ahead and show with you, and of course you see both of these titles up on the screen. The next book is Sell or Be Sold. Now, I know many of you may be saying, Vernon, I'm not in sales. Why would I want to go ahead and listen to anything about sales? Let me go ahead and quote the great late Zig Ziglar, who said, no matter what business you're in sales. So 10X and Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. The last book that I want to share with you today is by someone whom you may know, but you may not really know. You may be saying, Vern, what in the world are you saying? This is what I'm saying. The next book is by someone with the last name of Keller, as in the very famous realty firm Keller Williams. You see that information on the screen. The name of the book is called The One Thing. If you as a leader have really looked at your focus and how you do that and how you hone in on the different things that are important to your leadership that you want to accomplish, and if obviously you're trying to communicate that message to those you lead and influence, The One Thing is a great resource for you to look at. So there you have it. Of course, obviously, I don't have enough time to include all of the resources that I am looking at and that I have looked at and that have helped propel me in my leadership practices and my leadership career. But this is just a sample. If the feedback is good on this video, I may go ahead and do some additional videos about additional resources that I am currently studying or have studied before in the past that I found to really work for me in practical everyday scenarios in my leadership. So there you have it. Until next time, remember, feed your brain, feed your soul, and grow your role. That's impact the right way. See you next time. That's impact
The right way.
That's impact
The right